What is good, guys? We have UFC Saudi Arabia, Robert Whittaker versus Aliskerov. Today I'm going to be going over last-minute predictions, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event of the evening. This card starts early, boys. I believe it starts at noon, and the prelims will take place at 6:30. I mean, the main card, the main event will start like at 6:30. From what I'm going off of. But without further ado, we got Long Xiao versus Chang Li. I'm going to be dropping my lock of the week. I'm going to be dropping pick flips and my last minute predictions, guys. So stay tuned for every single prediction. Long Xiao versus Chang Li. Long Xiao is a minus 112 versus Chang Li minus 104. I will be taking Long Xiao because let's look at the face-off. Not that the face-off is the determining factor, but it's wrestler versus striker. Two people from Road to UFC. You know, two of the best guys who are from Road to UFC. Wrestler on Chang Li, and Long Xiao is more of a striker. I think that he'll be able to keep this fight standing, and I got Xiao to win this fight by unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, and maybe 30-27. It's going to be a hard fight. I have over 2.5 as well. So let's get it. Next fight, 538. Magomed Gadzhiyasulov versus Brendson Ribeiro. Magomed is a minus 320. Brendson Ribeiro is a plus 260. So we have this fight is to open up the early prelims. We got Magomed as a massive favorite. I use him as a parlay piece. I think he's going to run right through Brendson Ribeiro. And I don't know if he finishes him, so I'm just taking him as money line. You know, you never know what to expect. I'm going to be taking him as a money line, but I think he wins this fight by unanimous decision, 29-28 after a hard-fought 15 minutes, 29-28. And I wouldn't be surprised if he loses the first round, though. It's going to be a hard-fought fight. I'll take the minus 320 Magomed to use as a parlay piece. Next fight, 704. Kang versus Muin Gafurov. Muin Gafurov is a minus 162. Kang is a plus 136. This guy's pretty good. He's pretty phenomenal. But when we look at his opponent, Muin Gafurov, it's a little bit of a questionable matchup because a lot of people, if you just look at the odds, minus 162 for Muin Gafurov. He just grew. He was like a minus 136 earlier in the week. And then plus 136 for Kang. It means that the fight is closer than a lot of people expect it to be. I have Muin Gafurov to win this fight, but this is my least confident pick. One of my least confident picks on the card. But I'm going to take him just because the OV. We're going to use the OV as a parlay, and we're going to see how far it goes. I have the over 2.5 in this fight, but he could finish him by submission or KO, so it's a risky fight. So I'm going to be taking Muin Gafurov at a minus 162 to beat the plus 136 Kang, and to beat him by unanimous decision, 30-26, 29-28, 29-28. I think it's going to be pretty dominant, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If he doesn't finish him inside the 15 minutes, it's going to be a dominant performance. Alright, 821. Just to avoid copyright. Rinat, Fakhretdinov. We got an ad. Of course we got an ad, guys. Just ignore that ad really quick. Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Nicolas Dalby. Nicolas Dalby is a plus 290. Rinat is a minus 360. When we look at this fight, guys, Dalby has never lost inside the distance. So this is a little bit of a risky play, but I'm going Rinat Fakhretdinov to win by points. It's plus 100. If you want to take it, you could take it right now. It's risky, though, because Rinat definitely can finish. He can finish Nicolas Dalby, but I think Nicolas Dalby is a dog, and I expect him to go hard fought 15 minutes and lose by unanimous decision. I think it'll be like the Brian Battle performance where Rinat Fakhretdinov just controls Brian Battle for 15 minutes. We'll see, though. Nicolas Dalby is a guy who can definitely put on the pressure. Nicolas Dalby is a plus 290. Rinat is a minus 360. My lock of the week, guys, is Rinat Fakhretdinov, and we're going to be choosing him to win by decision. Not inside the distance, just on points. I'm going to be choosing, but if you want, you could go by submission or KO. You know, he could finish this fight, but I'm going Rinat Fakhretdinov by points. by plus 100 just to slim down the line, and that's my lock of the week. So if you want to just choose that as a separate money line, you could choose that. We have Rinat Fakhretdinov to win this fight by unanimous decision, 29-20, 29-28, 29-28, 30-27 on all judges' scorecards. Let's get it, guys. This is my most anticipated fight. It's going to be a pretty good fight on the prelims. Next, 9:45. Magomed Naimov versus Felipe Lima. Felipe Lima is making his UFC debut. This guy, a lot of people are saying, I had an argument with my friend. He was saying that Felipe Lima was going to be in the top 10 in bantamweight division later in his career. Magomed Naimov, former lightweight, he has a history. He can gas, so that's why the odds are so close. Minus 104 for Magomed Naimov versus minus 112 for Felipe Lima. Guys, I'm going to make a pick flip, official pick flip, guys. I'm going Felipe Lima to win this fight by unanimous decision, 29-28, 30-27. I think it'll be split 29-28. Yeah, I think it'll be split, not 30-27, 29-28, split decision. And I think this is going to be a close fight, and I expect Magomed Naimov to put up a great performance. And if you want to take him as a minus 112, take somebody here, guys, because minus 112 versus minus 104, somebody's going to win. And it's like flipping a quarter on this fight. I'm going Felipe Lima just because I think he's going to be able to put the boxing, put the pressure, and get the underhooks on the takedowns and defend and last a good hard fought 15 minutes. It's going to be a good fight. And I have Felipe Lima, official pick flip, Felipe Lima to win this fight. He's on 1 week notice, though, so take that into consideration. But Felipe Lima is really good. But if you want, go over 2.5 or go fight goes the distance. It's a little bit of a safer piece. But I will be taking Felipe Lima at a minus 112. I think somebody's gonna win this fight, and those odds I gotta take it. 11:03. Next fight, guys. Nasrat Haqparast versus Jared Gordon. Nasrat Haqparast is a minus 230 versus Jared Gordon at a plus 190. Jared Gordon has lost to Paddy Pimblett by split decision. You know, he lost to Bobby Green, no contest, but he was winning that fight until he got caught into a head clash, and then, he got chinned, and, the fight had to get called off. Nasrat Haqparast has fought Dan Hooker, Bobby Green. They have some of the like opponents, but I think Nasrat Haqparast is a little bit of a better opponent. And not only that, I think that he is overall the better fighter. And I think Nasrat Haqparast can win this fight by KO or inside the distance. So I have a parlay, if this camera can focus. There we go. I have a parlay of Nasrat Haqparast by KO or unanimous decision. Double chance on FanDuel. KO or unanimous or on points. That's what I have. For Nasrat Haqparast to win by KO or on points, minus 250. It gets it down from minus, 2. He's a minus 230, gets it down to minus 200, or if he's a minus 260, gets it down to a minus 250. Like 10 points, it gets it down. But you don't have to get fancy with it. But Jared Gordon is a plus 190. I'm not going to be taking the plus 190, but this fight definitely goes the distance in my opinion. But I wouldn't be surprised if Nasrat Haqparast can get a KO. It's just not likely. So that's why I have the double chance on Nasrat Haqparast by KO or on points. So give me the minus 230 Nasrat Haqparast to win this fight by decision or KO. Nasrat Haqparast, Rinat Fakhretdinov, and we're going to be taking another 2 more legs. We're going to do a 4-leg. Johnny Walker versus Volkan Oezdemir, guys. Johnny Walker is a minus 112 versus Volkan Oezdemir, who's a minus 108. This is part of my 3rd leg. So we're going to Rinat Fakhretdinov, then we're going Nasrat Haqparast, and then we're going over 1.5 for this fight. I know it's a little bit risky, I know it's a little bit crazy, and I know it sounds a little weird, but guys, Johnny Walker has went to decision. Sometimes he gets the first round KO, and a lot of people are expecting this fight to go under 1.5. I'm going to take the over 1.5 at a minus 162, just because I can see this fight going to decision, and if Johnny Walker loses, it's most likely going to be by unanimous decision. But I will be taking Johnny Walker, but I'm more confident in the over 1.5 than I am in Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker at a minus 112 versus Volkan Oezdemir at a minus 108. weight. Volkan Oezdemir has a history of going to decision, but he can KO you, so you have to keep that into consideration. And Johnny's chin is not there, but I think Johnny Walker's more technical than Volkan Oezdemir, and if he still has a little bit or somewhat left of his chin, he should be able to last 7.5 minutes. So give me the over 1.5 for this fight, but I will be taking Johnny Walker, but I think he wins this fight by second round KO. That's why I think the over 1.5 is very risky, but I will take it at a minus 162. So this is going to be a great fight, one of my most anticipated fights, guys. Next fight we have at 14 minutes. Shara Bullet Magomedov switch up of opponent. Antonio Trócoli was supposed to fight Aliskerov, and all that. Then he's got a reschedule bout. Then he stepped up because Shara's Bullet's opponent. Twice, two of them pulled out, so now Antonio Trócoli's fighting him. Antonio Trócoli is a plus 420. Shara Bullet is a minus 600. This is my anchor to the foreleg. This is my anchor, and I'll give you an extra one if you want, but this is it. Fakhretdinov, Nasrat Haqparast, over 1.5 Johnny Walker, and then Shara Bullet Magomedov money line. So I have all four of those, and they will give you plus money. And I have Shara Bullet to win this by KO or on points, double chance. I will be taking that, but he could submit him. He's crazy. We just know that his takedown defense is not there when Bruno Silva was able to take him down. So give me Shara Bullet Magomedov to win this by decision. To win this money line. I think he will probably win by decision if I have to pick one, but I have just money line Shara Bullet to win this fight. So let me go by unanimous decision. I wouldn't be surprised if he KOs him, actually. So give me KO round 2. Shara Bullet Magomedov KO round 2, minus 600 to win this fight. It's going to be a great fight. Don't overlook Antonio Trócoli. He's the bigger fighter. I just think that he's not ready, and it's too short of a week notice on Shara Bullet. He needs more time to train. We have Kelvin, the fat-ass Gastelum, 15-10. Just to avoid copyright, 15-10 versus Daniel Rodriguez at a plus 184, minus 230 for Kelvin Gastelum. Guys, if you want to take the Nasrat Haqparast and the Kelvin Gastelum parlay, bro, those guys are brothers. You could use those two just as a parlay, put $50 on it, and that's going to definitely cash out. But D-Rod is a dog. D-Rod is that guy who can fight. This fight is definitely going the distance, so somebody's going to win by unanimous decision, in my opinion. I don't think somebody gets KO'd, but you have to take into consideration that this fight was supposed to be at 170, and now it's at 185. So D-Rod is 39 years old. That's the only thing. If he was younger, I would take him, but he's lost to people like Neil Magny, and I think Kelvin Gastelum's a little bit better considering he could beat people like Chris Curtis by decision, even though there was a head clash there. But give me Kelvin Gastelum to win this by unanimous decision. 29-28, split 29-28. And for Kelvin Gastelum, 29-28, unanimous decision. I have the over 2.5 in this fight. I think it's a little bit, it's like a minus 260, but it's a little bit safer than, with these guys because somebody's going to win by decision. And I think the over 2.5 is more likely than, me just choosing one more person. It's more safer. So I'll take the over 2.5, but I will, for my prediction, take Kelvin Gastelum to win this fight by unanimous decision, 29-28 split. Let's go. Sergey Pavlovich versus Alexander Volkov, 16:35. Alexander Volkov actually asked him, why are you telling people, that you accept that I accepted the fight first? And it seems like Dana White or somebody, said that the other person accepted the fight when nobody accepted the fight, so it made both of them accept the fight. And it's kind of funny because Dana White's like, oh, you guys are going to fight tomorrow, but if you really pay attention to it, these guys were really close friends, so it's pretty interesting to see how they actually ended up fighting when they agreed that they were only going to fight if a championship belt was on the line. Minus 250 for Sergey Pavlovich, plus 198 for Volkov. I have Sergey Pavlovich. A lot of people have the under 1.5, but I think Volkov can win this by unanimous decision. So Sergey Pavlovich is my pick, but I love Volkov, and I love how he can fight over 15 minutes. And if you let him work, Sergey Pavlovich has never been out of the first round. If he gets out of the first round against Volkov, he's going to look a little weird, and I think he loses if he gets out of the first round, if he doesn't get a second round KO. So he has to KO Volkov, because I don't see Sergey Pavlovich winning by unanimous decision, and I think it's going to be very worrisome if he gets out of the first round. I think Volkov can fight hard-fought 15 minutes. He's fought guys like Cyril Gane, Rosenstrike. It's just that he has a little bit of trouble when it comes to specialists like Tom Aspinall, guys who tend to give him a little bit of trouble. Derek Lewis, the power. But he's only been KO'd once, I believe, by Derek Lewis. So it's very questionable, but I think one of the best dogs on the card is Ikram Aliskerov and Alexander Volkov. I like Volkov, but I'm taking Sergey Pavlovich. Not so high confidence, but I'm taking Sergey Pavlovich at a minus 250 to win this by first or second round KO. And it's very tricky though because Volkov is a beast and he's a very good guy. So choose with your gut. May the best man win, guys. It's actually so cool. This fight is so awesome for the co-main. Now we have Robert the Reaper Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov. 21-21. And we get another ad. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It happens when you're watching the UFC. Robert Whittaker looks good in shape, but a lot of people, like the Weasel, were saying that is it just me or does it feel like Robert Whittaker might get knocked out? And you could say that, but you have to also take into consideration that Robert Whittaker is the 5-round king. When we look at both of these guys match up, Ikram Aliskerov is a little bit taller, but I don't think that takes that much into consideration. Robert Whittaker, we have to worry about how he looks if he gets taken down and controlled. Robert Whittaker is very good with his takedown defense to begin with, but if he gets taken down and he's put on his back, how eager is he to get back up? It may be a little bit harder for him to get back up if he's on his back than when he's on the fence. I've watched his takedown defense, and his takedown defense is very, very good, but it's using the fence and, with sprawls. Sometimes I don't see a lot of positions where he's getting right back up when he's on the ground. Like being controlled. I don't see him getting controlled a lot of the time. I think Ikram Aliskerov wants to throw hands though, and I think somebody's gonna get hurt. I think somebody's gonna get hurt really bad this fight. And Robert might get controlled on the ground, but his takedown defense is really good to get right back up. Robert Whittaker by decision is plus 250, and submission for Ikram is plus 700. But if you want to go KO or submission for Ikram Aliskerov, you can. It's likely. I just want to mention that Ikram Aliskerov has very good power, but his power tends to carry his striking, and he's not as much of a technician as Robert Whittaker. I think Robert Whittaker is overall the better fighter, and I think he is the 5-round king, and I think he will be able to capitalize on Ikram Aliskerov's dirty boxing, which is not the most technical boxing and the most accurate. I think Robert Whittaker is more accurate, and I think the 1-2 head kick will be an opening for Ikram Aliskerov. I'm going Robert Whittaker, the Reaper, to win this by unanimous decision. 48-47, 49-46, 48-47. I think it's going to be a close fight, 3 rounds to 2, and I think this fight goes the distance. But I know a lot of people have that this fight does not go the distance. You can choose that, but if Robert Whittaker wins, it's not by finishing. I think he's just going to put on a masterclass. But if I'm wrong, Ikram Aliskerov is going to finish Robert Whittaker bad. So it's one or the other, guys. It's Robert Whittaker plus 250 by decision or Ikram Aliskerov by finish, and I don't think it's nothing in between. So you guys have to choose with your gut. Take my advice into consideration. Take my breakdown into consideration. But don't choose my same pick just because you're just tailing me. Go with what you got. Go with your gut. Whatever your gut tells you. I'm going Robert Whittaker to win this fight by unanimous decision. 48-47, 48-47, 49-46. Ikram Aliskerov is a beast, and overall he's a very, very good fighter. And this is I don't think this is a make or break for him, but I think if he wins this fight, he deserves a title shot. And I know a lot of people are going to say he probably doesn't. But I think Robert Whittaker is getting into his own, and I think he's still at the pinnacle of his career, so I wouldn't be surprised if Robert Whittaker puts on a masterclass. So give me Robert Whittaker. Sorry, guys, for the back and forth. I just want to mention that this is one of the most competitive fights, and I'm very low confident on this pick. Like I know a lot of people are on Ikram, but give me Robert Whittaker at a medium confidence pick to win this by unanimous decision. And may the best fighter win, guys. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, guys. And comment down below who you guys got. And let me know your lock of the week, guys. You guys know my 4-leg parlay. I'll give you a little extra if you want. Rinat Fakhretdinov, Nasrat Haqparast, Kelvin Gastelum, and then over 1.5 for the Johnny Walker and Volkan Oezdemir fight, and then Sergey Pavlovich for the 5-leg if you want to add Sergey. But I took off Sergey for the 4-leg, so Rinat, Nasrat, Kelvin, and over 1.5 for Johnny Walker plus money. But if you want a little bit more, add Sergey Pavlovich. Guys, drop a like. Let me know what you guys think of my greasy 5-leg parlay. And let's get it, guys. Lock of the week, Rinat Fakhretdinov. Let's get it. See you guys at the top. The best is blessed, baby. Thank you guys so much for all the love you give me. And see you at the top. Last minute predictions, baby. Hey!